Good day, everyone. I'm Jeremy Dibabaya, and I'm the reporter for the Ferment in the Middle East, the Rise of Civilization. Before we're going to start our report, I would like to start with brief exercise. Can anyone tell me which religion this symbol represents? That's correct. It's the symbol of Islam. Today, our discussion will explore various aspects of this influential religion and its historical impact. And what are you waiting for? Let's learn. Here's the learning objectives. As we embark on a journey through the transformative period known as the rise of Islam, we'll explore how this faith emerged in the Arabian Peninsula and its profound impact on the region and beyond. To fully appreciate the rise of Islam, it is essential to understand the geographical context in which it emerged. The Arabian Peninsula is located in the southwestern part of Asia. It is bordered by the Red Sea to the west. To the south naman, we have Arabian Sea. To the east, we have Persian Gulf. Islam originated in the Arabian Peninsula, a region characterized by desert landscape and a nomadic Bodwa tribes. The Arabs are a Semitic-speaking people from southwestern Asia with a history going back to ancient times. Greek sources in the Old Testament mention them, and the Greek historian Herodotus referred to the Arabian Peninsula as Arabia. So in 1006 BCE, the Romans took control of the Arabian Peninsula, making it a province of their empire. So during Roman times, the region was mainly inhabited by the Bedouin Arabs, who were nomadic people from the northern part of the peninsula. So the Bedouin society was tribal, led by sheikh, chosen by a council of elders called Majlis. So each tribe was independent but shared a sense of unity with other clans. Initially, the Bedouins supported themselves by herding sheep and raiding caravans. However, after domesticating camels sa 2nd millennium BCE, they became significant sa field caravan trade, transporting goods between the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean Sea. Before Islam, Arabs believed spirits inhabited natural objects, and each tribe had a sacred stone. In the 5th and 6th century CE, the Arabian Peninsula economy grew due to political instability sa nearby regions. So this made the trade route through Mecca safer and more popular. So as a result of that, yung mga local communities benefited and nakaka-gain sila ng control over trade. Kaya ang nangyari, this led to tensions between the desert-dwelling ng mga Bedouins and yung mga mayayaman ng mga merchants in the towns. Sino nga ba ito? Yes, you're right. This is Muhammad, and he was born around 570 in Mecca, Arabia, which is now part of Saudi Arabia. He is the founder of Islam and the proclaimer of the Quran. Muhammad, originally a merchant, saw the economic disparities in Mecca. So his teaching addressed the social and economic inequalities, advocating for charity and fair treatment of the poor. Islamic teachings promoted a cohesive social structure. So we have here the five pillars of Islam. We have Shahada, Salah, Saum, Zakah, and Hajj. So we have the belief in Allah, the daily prayers, the fasting during Ramadan, the pilgrimage to Mecca, and giving to the poor, structured daily life, and social responsibilities. At the heart of Islam is the Quran, with its message that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. So Islam is monotheistic like the other religion. We have Christianity and Judaism, and focuses on ethical behavior and submission to Allah's will. After Muhammad's death, his followers faced a leadership dilemma, as he left no sons and did not clearly name a successor. So his father-in-law, Abu Bakr, became the first caliph, leading both the Islamic community and also the religious practices. The Arabs used the tribal custom of the Razia or raid to expand their influence. So the term jihad, which can mean striving in the way of the Lord, or in simple term, holy war. So ang term na ito is often used to describe the expansion of Islam. So the Arab armies united, nagkakaisa sila by faith and defeated the Byzantine and Sasanian empires, expanding into Syria, Egypt, and North Africa by 650. So Arab expansion was partly motivated by the desire to control the trade routes and surplus producing regions. So the unification of the Bedouin tribes under Islam facilitated this economic ambition. So here's the map of the expansion of Islam. So for the Byzantine Empire, we have the teal color, and for the dark orange, that is the Islamic territory at Muhammad's death. So yun yung lugar sa Arabia, sa Medina and Mecca. So for the orange, we have the Islamic expansion during 632 to 661. And for the light color, we have the yellow. That is the time also for the Islamic expansion sa 661 to 750. So as what we'd observe, merong mga arrows. So that indicate the direction of expansion. So nagsisimula yan lahat sa Arabia, then so on and so forth. So now let's proceed to the rise of the Umayyads in 661, and it also marked a transformative era in Islamic history. So the Umayyads capitalized on their strategic location in Damascus, using it as a launching point for expansive military campaigns across North Africa and into Europe, reaching far as Spain by 725. So this geographic expansion not only extended Islamic influence, but also facilitated the cultural exchange and yung trade routes that enrich their empire. The Umayyad era, despite its eventual decline and replacement by the Abbasids in 750, it left a lasting legacy sa Islamic civilization because sa kanyang achievements when it comes to governance, culture, and economic prosperity laid the foundation para sa Abbasid Golden Age. So transitioning from the Umayyads to the Abbasids make a significant shift when it comes to Islamic governance and also culture, where the Umayyads established a centralized Arab rule sa Damascus as their seat of power. Yung Abbasids naman moved to the capital of Baghdad, symbolizing a multiculturalism and intellectual flourishing. So this relocation hindi lang nag-reflect for the geopolitical strategies, but also underscored their intent to foster a cosmopolitan Islamic civilization na nag-embrace diverse influences. So the Abbasids moved the capital to Baghdad in 762, strategically positioned on the Tigris River. It's because itong location na ito, it facilitated trade along the Silk Road and also yung maritime routes. It enhanced cultural exchange with Persia and Central Asia. Kaya ang naging resulta nito, Baghdad became a vibrant commercial hub connecting Europe, Asia, and Africa. So the Abbasids fostered economic prosperity through agriculture, through trade, and also the urban development, introducing innovations like pag sinabi natin China, paper, pag sinabi naman natin India, agricultural products, ganun. Ang Abbasids naman promoted a cosmopolitan society by allowing yung mga non-Arabs to hold civil and military offices. Kaya nagkaka-blend na yung cultures. And Abbasid society saw a blending of Arab and non-Arab cultures with many converts adopting Arab identity. Yung social mobility increased, and cultural institutions like madrasas were established to promote Sunni Islam and integrate diverse populations. The Crusades were a series of military expeditions launched by European Christians in response to Byzantine appeals for assistance against the Seljuk Turks and the perceived threat to Christian pilgrimage routes and shrines in the Holy Land. So the Crusades primarily targeted the Levant, including modern day, the Israel, Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, or strategic control over key cities like yung Israel and Antioch was fiercely contested. So the Mongol invasions spanned from Central Asia to the Middle East, impacting regions such as yung Persia, Mesopotamia, and parts of Anatolia, disrupting established trade routes and agricultural practices. The Mongol conquest caused a widespread destruction, but eventually facilitated economic recovery and cultural exchange as Mongol rulers adopted Islamic customs and governance practices. So now let's try to ask this question. What were the main features of Islamic society and culture during its era of early growth? So Islamic society and culture during its early growth were deeply influenced by the principles of Islam, which encompassed both yung belief tsaka yung behavior. Muslims adhered to the Quran as an immutable doctrine, guiding sa lahat ng aspeto sa buhay including yung politics, yung ekonomiya, yung batas, and social ethics, while interpretation of Islamic scripture allowed for some flexibility. So the overall cohesion of political institution, yung religious beliefs, and social practices in the Islamic world was notable among contemporary civilizations. When it comes to political structures, establishing political structures aligned with Islamic doctrine posed challenges for early converts. Initially, that Quran offered a broad guidance when it comes to governance through mutual consent, but specific on the relationship between religious and the political authority were not detailed. So following Muhammad's death, the selection of successor known as caliphs became contentious. Initially chosen informally, succession later became hereditary within the Umayyad clan, leading to disputes and eventually the division between Shiites and Sunnis within the Islamic world. The Arab Empire inherited and combined elements of Greco-Roman, Byzantine, and Persian cultures. So in the 8th and 9th centuries, Arabic became a prominent language, facilitating the translation of Greek, Syrian, and Persian scientific and philosophical works. So these translations, stored in Baghdad's House of Wisdom, nagpreserve doon and spread ancient knowledge. So yung mga Islamic scholars influenced by these works made significant contributions sa philosophia and also sa science, laying foundations that later influenced European thought. So in conclusion, the rise of Islam reshaped the Middle East and beyond through its teachings, governance, and cultural achievements. So Islam's legacy as a unifying faith, promoter of knowledge, and catalyst for cultural exchange remains relevant in today's interconnected world. So by understanding Islam's historical impact, we gain insight into the the complexities of global civilizations and the enduring quest for knowledge and justice.